Right, so back in house, that fits. I've got to clear the radiator there, so the door opens. And there's a little lump there, but the floor kicks up there, so I'm going to pack up the bottom. And I want this to land about there, which should work out about right. And like I say, if I'd put a return on here, you know, return on the back here, I could have put a baton on the back, you know, and fixed through from the back. So this would all be still clean, but we want to keep it hard back to the wall like that, stop it sticking out into the room. So I'm just going to be screwing straight through the face, putting plugs in. Not ideal, but you know, whatever. I'm going to put shelves in first. There's going to be one there, 600mm, so big bags can go at bottom, cat food and what have you. Then 3 at 400, or 1, 2, 3. You can see, brickwork's pretty good in this house. But I'm just using my level, because once I'm in the way, you know, you can't see your line. Plus, moving your laser up and down, you know, you end up measuring off it, and that's where mistakes can happen. So I put pencil lines on, just using my levels. Right, so back batten's going first, and the sides, get that level. So any, you know, if that's out a little bit, I think this one's out up here. So you see how it's out a little bit there, but from the front, you won't see that, and it's going to get filled anyway. Right, so on that one, I've got that marksman thing. I've got a finer one, that's a deep hole one, but either way, because the wood wasn't back to the wall, you get a big blob. So, old school, put a screw in, give it a whack. Right, so fitting the boards, put my level on there so I've got a straight edge to work to. Put my square on there, see that's out. It goes the other way on there. So I'll cut them long and scribe each end. I'm just going to cut them straight, I'm not going to, try and follow the wall. But I'll scribe them just so that I can get the angle. Right, so I'm going to do this one first, just so that you can see. I cut it about 30mm too long. I'll set my scribers to, I don't know, about 10mm. Don't want to finish to nothing here, because it's hard to cut. So, I go my scribers along there. I'm not going to follow the line, like I say, I'm just going to cut it straight, so I'll cut it to that point and that point. Right, so that one's cut. You've got to have these points hard back to the wall, hard back there. And because the wall's all over the place, it might not be perfect. That's not bad. So what we'll do now is take a measurement across there to there, mark that on the board, and then scribe to that mark. Right, so hard back to the wall again. And I'm hoping that, there isn't that much difference in these bricks. Doesn't really matter for this. But that's my pencil mark, that's this distance here, marked on the board. So I'll set my scribers to that. And I'll mark that. Same again, I'll cut to that point and that point. Right, so that's cut. X tells me that's that back corner. It's easy to get mixed up on which way around it is. Bit of a gap there, but like I say, I'm not scribing to the wall. It's tight enough there. That's good enough for me. It's only like 2 or 3mm. Corking distance. Right, so they're all cut. I've got some bits of 2x1.5, something like that here. I'm going to put on the front. I'm going to put biscuits in them, and you can see I got the D-wall. I had the Makita. I've got some videos from 2022 and I'll try and include why. But it's basically to do with this, the rise and floor, plunging, losing depth settings and all that crap. The Makita, you've actually got to take the fence off to do the plunge. It does have this behind the fence, it also has this, but that's set at a 18mm depth. I'll try and explain better. Anyway, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 biscuits going in there. Don't know if you can see, but some bright spark at D-Walt decided to put that thing in there. My corded one, I took this base plate off and filed that down, so I'm going to do the same. This is a 16 gauge. I've got another video showing how the 18 gauge let me down. I'm going to let the glue dry for a bit. I might run the router on there or just sand them off. When it's dry, I'm going to fit the frame in now. So I've got a packer in there. This door has to miss this radiator. So there's 18mm there, 20mm there. But that is plumb between those 2 points. Ignore the bend in the middle. But between that point and that point at the bottom there, where the screw is, it's plumb. And it's plumb that way as well. At the bottom there, I've got just 2 temporary packers because there's a lump here that I'm trying to go over the top of. But that, when that's hard back against the wall, it just needs to come out a fraction at the bottom, not much. So what I'm going to do before I get carried away is hang that door, or at least temporary, put a few screws in it. I might even hang the other one, and then I can make the frame fit the doors. The frame can lean if you want. But what's important is, if I move that a little out of the way, is that the frame is in twists. So you look at this edge here, and you look at that back edge there, and try and make them parallel. So you look through like that. But it's a bit difficult here. So like I say, I'm going to hang the doors, work to the doors. So like I say, got a fix in there, I've hung the doors. I had to put a packer in there just to lift this leg up, just so the gap at the top is parallel. There's more of a gap down the middle here than I'd have liked. And these are quite tight, these hinges, so I'm going to pack the hinges, even though they're flush. Yeah, it's annoying, but never mind. Right, and then I put once I got it all sort of right to the doors, I put a fixing in there, and I already know that this wall is pretty plumb, so that's hard back to the wall. And then, just to get it completely plumb, there's a 6mm packer in down there, you see it on the wall. So that is plumb. And what I found is when I put the doors on, they were just kicking out slightly, but putting that packer in and pulling this leg out a little bit, put them in twist. That gap's annoying. Like I say, I'm going to pack these out. It's binding a little bit because I haven't fixed these middle hinges in. And that leg might be a little bit bent. I don't know. But yeah, That's nearly it. I'll go around, put packers in, pull it and push it a little bit, fix it all in place. Then there's just a bit of trim to go around. Right, so all packers got cut off with noisy saw. Down there as well. So I got some trim on the top here. I don't really have a ceiling to fix to scribe to, I mean. So I'm gonna set my scribers to that gap there. See how twisted that is. I'm just going to cut it in a straight line so it'll go up and look straight. And the rest of the ceiling's staying as it is apparently. So top and bottom done. Just scribe a piece in down here and on the other side there. I didn't even attempt to scribe them round. That's what the filler's for. So that's sanded off, painted. You never know. I would sort of like to make a thinner bead. And then that wouldn't need scribing round. But yeah, it'd be right. Right, so that's it. I did in the end put a 1mm packer behind the hinge here, but once all the frame was screwed into place all around, that gap, it's okay. top there. I put some magnetic catches. So looks a bit like that.
Must have some different properties, like maybe a rougher finish on it, so you can key in